lovely day.
What a great morning, isn't it?
Oh, couldn't ask for a better picture this time of year. Lots of words. Great, I was hoping. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Always on the outside, she never could pretend. She's got a smile. I'll go back to it, but no one can find.
Owen Dolan is a cowboy of music in Galway. He is a troubadour. He's been around since I've ever known of there being any kind of original music in Galway. He has always supported people, local people. He talks about them, he talks to them as if they're something bigger than they are, and he makes it true. He brings a mythical angle to things when he talks about them, and is in himself a bit of a mythical figure. Well, apart from everything else, it's a great song. Apart from it even just being a great song, it was a great exercise in harmony for myself and Brian. That's Brian over there.
Sorry, I didn't.
And it gave a bit of a loose structure for us to play with in some way or another to do a nice arrangement. Living by the ocean, looking for a friend. Always on the outside, she never could pretend. She's got a smile that no one can borrow. Still holding out for a better life tomorrow. Down at Caesar's Palace every Friday night, one-armed bandit ladies, one day she'll make it right. She's got a smile that no one can borrow. Still holding out for a better life tomorrow. She's got a smile that no one can borrow. Still holding out for a better life tomorrow. For a better life tomorrow. Better life tomorrow. For a better life tomorrow. A better life tomorrow.
A lovable rogue from North Donegal that makes really good music. I was fortunate enough to record New Pope, aka Dave Boland, a number of years ago, and I had the privilege of seeing firsthand how good his songwriting is. Well, I knew that his songs were really good, but I didn't know how well put together some of the lyrics were. I think they're very personal. I wanted to do something on the keyboards and use the piano, but I wanted to do something really very stripped back and very simple. So put the song into a light that you might necessarily hear sometimes on the record, you know, because of all the instrumentation on it. But it's still beautiful on the record, but I suppose I just kind of wanted to just have it really stripped back. So I just kind of went for the organ and just very simple, just 2 or 3 chords. In your garden, doing work for your dad, I took off my shirt. You just sat there with a drink in your hand, and the sun will glisten on your skin. We were young enough to care, and I loved you the best. For a while you loved nobody else. By the pool, you swam to my side. You swam like a child. I couldn't swim, so I just lay there and smiled, and the sun will glisten on your skin. We were young and full of you, in schools and in fields. I remember, but my lips are still sealed. By the river, walk hand in hand, leave our friends behind. Always looking for a place to lie down, and the sun will glisten on your skin. We were too young to know better. I thought I knew you well, but you were waiting on somebody else, somebody else, somebody else, somebody else, somebody else.
I've been to the Blue Note quite a lot. I love the smoking area I used to love back when I smoked, but it's still wonderful for meeting people. And myself and Stephen did a show here with the Citóg Records garden parties as well, so it holds a lot of lovely memories. And the Blue Notes, I saw the Blue Notes choir here as well, which was a really, really cool experience too. Sonny Casey is a musician that I discovered when I came back to Galway. I'm a street musician in Galway, and I had left for Berlin, and when I came back there was this wonderful, wonderful musician on the street called Sonny Casey with no shoes on and this beautiful voice and wild looking strong woman, so I just was stopped by her voice and was so excited to see another woman that was playing on the street, because it is mostly male dominated just because of the way it is. And she was singing a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful music. And as time went on, I learned about this song and other songs of hers, and often I'd stop and listen to her on the street. And we actually went touring last year, so it was just wonderful to get to go to so many of her shows. And this is one of the songs that was kind of, I just always wanted to sing along with her. So it was nice to get the opportunity today to do that.
Put it out, no open doors, and eyes that don't meet mine no more, staring somewhere over my shoulder, a face that seems so much older. You talk about where you've been and where I'll go, and all the things I love to know, but don't dare ask about. Oh, I bite my tongue, I bite my lips, so many words I love to give, but they won't work it out. Your voice no longer resonates, your advice I don't think I'll take. Well, I've heard your stories too many times. Now I'll write mine if you don't mind. I'll write about where I've been and where I'll go, and all the things I love to know, but don't dare ask about. Oh, I bite my tongue, I bite my lips, so many words I love to give, I write them all down. People like seasons, they change, stars they shoot and waves they break, so I guess I'll be seeing you somewhere on the other side of the moon, somewhere on the other side of the moon. Oh, somewhere on the other side of the moon. Oh, somewhere on the other side of the moon. We'll talk about where I've been and where we'll go, and all the things I love to know. Finally talk about. I won't bite my tongue, I won't bite my lip, no. Many words I love to give, I'll shout them all out. Somewhere on the other side of the moon, somewhere on the other side of the moon.
So I really like the idea of covering other people's work, but I think that there's enough white guy with guitar songs in Galway, and I think like a real cover should really take a song and do something different with it. And yeah, I just have this real nostalgia for Grounds for Invasion. It's a real, like, they were a real Citóg band. It's a great song as well. It was always the one that like stopped me in my tracks, and it has, you know, unlike most electro pop, it has more than 2 lines, you know. Bruce Lee would have been fun, but it would have been like 30 seconds long. It's just, I don't know, it's like electro synth pop, but with a real like moody edge. It's kind of tucked away. It's like one of these spaces that you just forget about, and then you come in and it's beautiful, like the really high ceilings. And I've seen gigs here, I've seen theater shows here, I've been at Wine and Cheese, Schmoozy Mingle things, and it's just, yeah, it's a very versatile space, and I'm glad to see it's being used, even on the likes of me. I think it forced me to actually pick up a guitar, which was not something that has happened in a very long time.
I came across a photograph of us in '99. Do you remember how we used to dance? Summer days and summer nights were lost in Amsterdam. Oh, we were lost together. Neon kisses, cherry bombs, double drop and dance till dawn. I never wanted it to end. Taking chances, taking thrills, I wanted you and no one else. I never wanted it to end. Those days have gone, so have you. So now I dance alone. Now I dance alone. Now I dance alone. Now and then I miss your love and need someone to walk me home. The way you used to do. The way you used to do. I never wanted it to end. Those days have gone, so have you. So now I dance alone. Now I dance alone. Now I dance alone. So now I dance alone. Now I dance alone. Now I dance alone.
Great, I was hoping, yeah.
Stephen Sharpe is a force of nature and one of the kings of the Galway music scene. He writes incredibly poignant songs straight from his heart, and other ones that'll tear you to pieces laughing, but they're always top quality tunes. I've always loved this song. It's one of Stephen's probably most personal ones, and it's a really kind of serious one. And when he used to play it, I'd end up crying. So I'd be like, here I am, crying again. I started thinking about what songs of people in Citóg Records I could do, and that one just immediately jumped out as something that maybe I could kind of bring a little bit of my own soul into as well. But yeah, it's just the lyrics. It's the lyrics and the chord structure as well. They're emotive chords. Yeah. So that's why I chose it.
Oh, Mother Mary, watch over me and cool my burning bones. Pray for me, oh Saint Anthony, won't you come find me? I'm lost in the garden.
with serpents chasing me, to tie me by my arms and legs and hang me from a tree, to spill my blood, but my blood's far from holy. Ooh, ooh. Watch over me and cool my burning bones. Pray for me, oh Saint Anthony, won't you come find me? I'm lost in the garden with serpents chasing me, to tie me by my arms and legs and hang me from a tree, to spill my blood, but my blood's far from holy. Have you fallen asleep? The flock have taken the farm, and now they're haunting me, to tie me by my arms and legs and hang me from a tree. Please don't let them. Please don't. Please don't let them crucify. Please don't let them crucify me. Cool.
Is everyone feeling comfortable with them here? Or? Yeah. Okay. My name is Lohan. I'm a folk musician from Galway and I'm part of the Citóg Records family, and I am very happy to be asked to make a song for the Amhráin project. I moved to Spain 3 years ago and I've been here throughout the whole pandemic. I've been living in Mallorca, which is an extremely creative place. Lots of musicians, lots of artists, very similar to Galway, except it doesn't rain as much. Behind me here is a picture by one of the artists that I really admire, Stefan Grego from Northern Ireland. I'm here in Espacio, Pulpo, which is where we recorded and made the video with Simone, who's a great musician from Argentina. Anna and Alex on camera. Anna is also from Argentina and Alex runs Pulpo. What will I miss about the Galway music scene? I miss so much about the Galway music scene. I miss the Citóg family. I miss going to gigs. I miss pints of Guinness and Naptons on a Sunday afternoon with Big Jelly playing. I miss the on Sunday nights, the midnight mass and the Róisín. I miss the Atlantic Ocean. I miss my mum and dad. I miss Ireland. But I'm really honoured to present this track by The Stunning with Simone for Amhráin today. I chose The Stunning track because I was a big fan of them when I was 12 years of age. I just moved to Galway. My parents bought me the bumper pack for Christmas, which had the t-shirt, Stunning t-shirt, cassette tape, and 2 tickets to see them live in Leisureland. And I was blown away by 2:30. It was my anthem as a 12-year-old kid. That's why I chose it. C'est la vie.
past two, and because of you, I haven't slept a wink. Mixed up in a mixing bowl, my mind is on the brink. The dishes are all dirty, the dinner's on the floor. Cat is scratching at my leg, crying out for more. Hurry up now, you mustn't linger, or you'll be too late. You don't wanna get that sticky finger for this important date. Should I clean up my bedroom, make my bed in case? Should I buy some rubber balloons just to play it safe? Every day is great when she's not in town. Those great days are so much brighter when she's around. I'm not looking for that gold ring thing. I'm just flying on you, love's wing. I'm looking for the beautiful. Looking for the beautiful. I'm looking all around when she's in town. I'm looking all around when she's in town. I'm looking all around, looking all around. I'm looking all around when she's in town. I'm looking for the beautiful. 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 I'm looking for
Just the end where he goes, I'm getting nothing of these.
All Cats Are Grey were a band from the mid to late 80s. I don't know a whole lot about them. I came across a fanning session that they did, and then more recently it was shared on the Galway Original Music, past and present, and there's a video of them playing it in the Tuam rail station, and I was just blown away by it. I just think it's class. It sounds kind of like, I don't know, like the Go-Betweens or the Clean or something, but yeah, I think they're really overlooked. We just like the sound of it, I think. You know, kind of similar enough to our music maybe, with the kind of jangle pop and
The simplicity, the jangle pop.
Yeah, it's just really straightforward and
the good haircuts.
Yeah. Fucking the guy playing the fucking keys with the sunglasses on with the hand in the pocket, like doesn't get cooler than that. Like. Yeah, it's just really straightforward, really perfect pop, really. And we come here all the time. It's a Galway institution. Whether it's buying books or records, or it's really cool. We always wanted to play a gig here. So hopefully when COVID goes, there might be some more gigs on the horizon. At the end of the summer maybe. Might get back to some form of gigging, hopefully. Yeah. It's just the end of the run to the start of the next one. Maybe you don't stop.
It's just easier.
Too Much for the White Man they rose from the ashes of another tune band called All Cats Are Grey, and so that was Mousy McHugh, Cuser McHugh, Leo Moran, I can't remember the other fellow's name. They disbanded, Too Much for the White Man formed, and then they had two kind of big-ish hits. But the idea was that it was reggae. That was what drew me to it, because it's not, you know, in terms of Galway songs and picking a Galway song to cover, I'm not in that world at all, you know. But talking to Mousy and Cuser are a cousin, they're family of mine and Sam's. But talking to him about it, he had said that he has himself 3 to 5 versions of it, that on any given night he could play all 5 of them back to back and nobody had noticed because he mixes it up. So I thought there must be room in there, you know, for a version other than reggae, you know. And it was fun as well to work on it with, again, musicians who don't play reggae at all, you know. Yeah, it seemed like a nice one to pick. Knowing Mousy is just about taking it handy, like there's no, you know, I'm sure you could, you know, find another message in it, but it's plain and simple, put your mind at ease, you know. It's definitely something I think probably we could do with these days, you know. And trying to rehearse it without being in front of bandmates as well, like rehearsing it over the phone for the last 2 months or whatever it is, and only getting to actually see the others play it today is, you know, it was a fun project, albeit stressful, but, you know, put your mind at ease. You know. This is Charlie Burns as far as I'm concerned, you know. Cornstore is an afterthought, but it's nice, it's a really nice place, it's very light. Yeah, it's lovely to have the books alongside, you know.
I guess good.
Cool.
Oh, now, girl, don't be lonely. I don't wanna see you cry. 'Cause if you're looking for me, darling, you just reach out for the sky. 'Cause it don't matter where you are, you know that I will say that if you're looking for me, darling, you will find me on the wind. You put your mind at ease. Oh, your mind at ease. You put your mind at ease. Girl, your mind at ease. And I'm begging you, please, 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 your mind at ease. You put your mind at ease, your mind at ease. You put your mind at ease. Come on, look out from your window into the faraway sky. Find that star that shines so brightly. Send me a message from way up high. And I'll look out from my window, see what the gentle breeze will bring. And whenever you're in trouble, girl, you'll find me on the wind. Put your mind at ease. Oh, your mind at ease. You put your mind at ease. Girl, your mind at ease. And I'm begging you, please, 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 your mind at ease. You put your mind at ease. Your mind at ease. You put your mind at ease. Your mind at ease. put your mind at ease. Girl, your mind at ease. And I'm begging you, please, 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 your mind at ease. You put your mind at ease. Your mind at ease. You put your mind at ease. Your mind at ease. Yeah, you put your mind at ease. Your mind at ease. You put your mind at
Tara Stacey is one of, in my opinion, one of Galway's best singer-songwriters in the last 20 years. I love all of her songs. She's kind of taken a bit of a hiatus for a while, but hopefully we get to see her back gigging again. And she makes me live, laugh, love. She's amazing. Me and Tara have a lot in common, as we both have a lot of candles. So when she wrote this one, I was like, oh, I wish I wrote that. And that's when I hear a song that I was like, God damn, I wish I wrote that one. That's the one that always kind of sticks with me. And on a side note, we rewrote it as a joke, going, my arms are full of willies, with my friend Steve Bennett. And we sing it to her every odd time, and it really cracks her up. So as a joke, I was going to just do a cut where like, my arms are full of willies. You'll never use that, but I'm glad I said it.
That was brilliant. We are using that.
The Róisín is my home away from home. I've recorded 3 live albums here. I've released all of them here. I've released a studio album here. Like, this is where I go to write and like test out music. Obviously at the iconic open mic that I helped run with Tracy Bruen. This is, I walked into the Róisín and I was like, sorted, I found it. I've been looking for so long to find my people, my tribe, and I definitely found it here in the Róisín. Oh honey, I've been missing it so much. I've been doing nothing. So much of what I take out of my life and what gives it purpose is performing, and it is performing live. It's not recording on a live stream. It's not recording music. On a studio, it is playing live. I was gigging. It was constant. It was happening. And when it was taken away, it was like a part of me went missing. Like, I don't have kids. I don't want a partner. What I love doing is performing live and having strangers tell me they love me. That's what gets me out of bed in the morning. And it's been a year. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, no, it's everything.
Party.
That's gonna be brilliant.
Oh, my arms are full of candles that I'm holding for boys who don't remember my name. And my fingers keep on getting burned from holding them too long. Perhaps it's time to put out some old flame. There's the one who stopped me busking in the street. He made me blush and look at my shuffling feet. Well, I kissed him once and nearly took him home, but I'm still waiting for him to phone. Oh, my arms are full of candles that I'm holding for boys who don't remember my name. And my fingers keep on getting burned from holding them too long. Perhaps it's time to put out some old flames. There's the one who said my hair looked nice in curls. I said, do you say that to all of the girls? He just laughed, took my number, bought me drinks. But his new girlfriend got straight hair, I think. Oh, my arms are full of candles that I'm holding for boys who don't remember my name. And my fingers keep on getting burned from holding them too long. Perhaps it's time to put out some old flames. There's the one who picked me up when I fell. I wish the ground would swallow me into hell. But we had a drink, he turned out to be swell. But he's moved to Australia, oh well. And if just one of them would show further interest, I'd drop all the rest for him. It would be me and he for eternity. Oh, I'd hold his candle high like the Statue of Liberty. But for now, my arms are full of candles that I'm holding for boys who don't remember my name. And my fingers keep on getting burned from holding them too long. Perhaps it's time to put out some old flames. Perhaps it's time to put out some old flames. Perhaps it's time to put out some old flames.
Citóg Records is a community of artists based in Galway. It's not really defined by a particular style of music, the record collective. It's more just the attitude, the community of the group, you know, of helping each other out, supporting each other in what we're doing. And Galway is a small enough place, so you know it's really important that you know, people share resources, give each other a bit of time, help each other out. It just makes sense that people support each other.
All these bits just kind of very haphazardly came together, and I think you'll all agree that, oh, there's a lady there, she's having some trouble.
I rang her last night saying I had to do this, and I had to like do a little speaking part over, and she was like, "Ugh, sick, you're going to say nice things about me." She was busting herself. She thought it was very funny. Anyway, now to be serious and be sincere about Tara, which is probably going to make me cry, but let's do it.
Let's do it. That's good deep. Ow.
Oh.
Oh, that's okay. We're ruining the vibe.